Ice-T is my favorite. No, not that one, silly. Ice-T, the internal combustion engine Tesla. We'll put a V8 engine in a Tesla Model S. Why'd we do it? Well, if I have to explain it to you, you'll never understand. But we wanted to make a real car that you can drive every day. So to do it right, it took 2 years to build it. Which sounds like a long time, but for the first several months, we were spent cleaning out the car due to it being submerged in Texas sewage for 2 weeks. After we were done building the car, we took it and drove it right into SEMA, and since it actually moved under its own power, it's better than 90% of the cars at the show. When we got it home, we did a dyno test, made about 450 horsepower on a stock LS motor, and after that, it was gone. Kind of like your dad after being married to your mother for 23 years and him waking up one morning and realizing she got a little lazy when it comes to taking care of herself and he wasn't attracted to her anymore, so he got an apartment across town and moved in with a 26-year-old because he wanted to spend the rest of his days with someone that's fit, friendly, and submissive. Just kidding. Crazy, right? But no, Ice-T spent its days being invited to events and traveling to other car shows to be on display like a trophy horse. During its tour, we took it to Irwindale Raceway for some fun and to race it against a stock Tesla.
Okay, we're good.
And then there were some places it wasn't invited to because it was a desecration to an EV and it hurt a lot of people's feelings. Translation, it would get more attention than the other boring cars at the show. Now imagine getting your feelings hurt by a car. A car can't talk. It can't leave you on red, and it can't tell you it loves you, then sleep with your best friend. Anyways, I guess you can't cry because you weren't invited to a birthday party. Heck, he wasn't the cool kid anyways. So we kept getting asked, where is this car? Here's an update. After the touring, it's getting heavily modified. It's getting honed with the new cam bearings, head gasket, push rods, valves, a stage 3 blower cam, an LS stroker kit, new 390 gears, a Magnuson supercharger to get it even more power, and an Action twin disc clutch rated for 1,000 horsepower to handle all the newfound power. Now here's the scoop of it down at the electrified garage. This build has taken years off of our lives, years. So I wanted to talk to you guys about something. Allow me to make a public service announcement for men's hair loss. Try Keeps. It's an online subscription to help men keep their hair with clinically proven research-backed treatments that are delivered straight to your door, and you get professional care without even walking into a doctor's office. And there's 24/7 expert support and medical advisors that you can message, hey you up at whatever time of the night. And guess what? Whether you're looking to prevent hair loss, stimulate growth, or take better care of the hair that you currently have, hair loss stops with Keeps, which is a very clever name because it's Keeps. You get it? You're trying to keep your hair. Anyways, get 50% off your first order. Go to keeps.com/richrebuilds and click on the link in the description box below. That's keeps.com/richrebuilds and get that hair back.
We'll start off with the beginning. When we got this vehicle, we noticed that the bearings were out of spec here. And a lot of it was to do with the geometry being off. Obviously, when the axles are down like this and you accelerate, they move up into the car, which pushes these into the center of the cup, which pushes them into the bearing. And everybody knows, the closer you are to the bearing, the more steady and straight everything is gonna ride. So basically we hollered at our fabricator, Eric, I think his name is, he did a great job. He brought us up about 2 inches, maybe gave it a slight pinion angle, but if you notice, we have our droop, so this thing should track a lot better. And then of course, while we had everything out, well, it's Rich's car, so we automatically just replaced all the suspension components, make sure everything was good for his next drive. And then on top of that, obviously while we had it out, he wasn't happy with the gear ratio, so we took out, I believe it was probably a 355 or a 342 gear, not sure, but we installed a 390 gear in here. As you can see from the previous videos, we did a full installation here, bearings pressed and everything, the whole 9 yards. All new seals, all new bearings, all new shims. Actually, they came with some new fasteners as well. Those were replaced. He had an issue with his camber bolt stripping out, so we put some certs in there and he's all good to go on that. Basically, this cradle is ready to reinstall with new rotors, new brakes, everything's greased. Basically, full inspection to make sure this thing's good to go, dude. To further his pleasantries and give him the ride that he deserves, we went ahead and replaced all the suspension components up front as well. As everybody knows, this car did not have power steering, but it was installed. So on this run, we're actually going to be getting the CAN bus lines hooked into the logic. This is a Gen 2, so we need another plug. We have only a Gen 1 here. But once all this is installed, CAN bus high and low, he'll have regular power steering again, just as good as it was when it was electric. And as you can see, all the other components have been replaced. It'll give him a nice sturdy ride. We're going to give him a 4-wheel alignment, and it should be good to go.
So guys, in having to repair the rear end of this car and put in a new gear set, we couldn't leave well enough alone. Somebody opened up the timing cover and found that the timing set, the chain guide had let go.
Just some sacrificial parts mostly. Obviously the timing set was wore out. The pistons took a good hit. You can see on the skirting of these pistons, there's quite a bit of detonation. These pistons actually should still have a Teflon coating on them. They shouldn't be scored like this. It's basically bad tune, bad timing chain, vice versa. Could be both. So once we've seen all of this, we know how Rich is. We decided not only to rebuild him, we went ahead and upgraded him. So now he's going to be running the Stage 3 force induction camshaft, 415 stroker kit. It's going to be forged crankshaft, steel 4340 rods, and forged CP pistons, I believe. We went with a negative 22 cc piston. It's going to bring our compression down to 9.2 to 1. He's got a monster blower he's bringing down for us. It's like 2 or 3 liters. We're going to estimate the power output on this thing to be 650 horsepower plus. Basically, we left no stone unturned. We're going to make sure this thing's brand new, 0 miles.
Yep.
And ready for quite a bit of boost.
I'm going to make your baby happy once again, Rich.
Yeah, thank goodness it was just sacrificial parts, nothing crazy.
Right.
You know, wiped out the cylinder walls, no big deal. We can refurb those. Cam bearings are a little bit wore. We have some new cam bearings to install. And obviously the pistons and everything is trashed. And we know these rods are only good for 500 horsepower. Go ahead and bulletproof this thing.
Yep. And then we're also going to be putting an electronic water pump and getting rid of this belt-driven one instead.
Yeah, pain in the butt.
So free up some more horsepower that way too. How in the heck that supercharger is going to fit up there, I don't know. That's going to be the tricky part.
And we still haven't figured out how we're going to do the air to water, water to water. We don't even know yet.
Right.
There's no way we can run all that boost with no...
I wonder if somebody makes a cowl hood for a Tesla. Or maybe we just cut an opening and make it look like a CTSV with like the plexiglass opening.
Yeah,
I think that'd be kind of cool. I think that might be the way to go. What do you think, Rich?
And all of that brings us right back to here.
Here we are in our modern times. Now, Stephen, one of the things about an EV is that they're not really easy to upgrade and make faster unless you go to Daddy Elon and beg him to make your car faster 0 to 60 by paying him an additional $2,000. But besides that,
That's on the low end.
is it real? How much more is
Now
it?
they'll just tell you to go buy a Plaid.
Pretty much, yeah. But actually, you know what's funny? Plaids have come down in price. Plaids are like $110, $15 now. So you could own the fastest car in the world for $115,000. That's still 6 figures for a car.
Yeah.
Who's going to buy that?
Just not many people.
Exactly. That's like 6 figures. That's like 25 cars to make, Steven. You have 25 cars for that kind of money. Right?
It's true.
Right?
There's other ways to get the car.
Stealing?
No. Daddy Elon will always find you if you try to steal Tesla.
He steals from us.
That's very... We're not going to get into that.
Yeah.
You can win a car.
A friend of ours has a really cool scrappy startup, and if you want to win a Plaid, check it out.
Yeah, it's to help a good cause, and details are right here. Need we say more about the Plaid? It is an awesome vehicle.
Yes, it is. It's a really awesome vehicle. Why not get one for like 99% off?
Yep.
Go for it.
This ends in like 20 days. Check us
Do it
crap.
now. Do it now. Do it for yourself.
Do it for yourself. Get your own car.
Do it for your kids.
You're not gonna give your kids a Plaid.
No. Ah, you're right. You never know.
Most people wouldn't give their kids a Rocket for their first car.
Like some kids drive like regular Teslas, and like those are still pretty fast too.
Those are the ones that are usually at the salvage yard, but
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Thanks, kids. Thank you. These are some of the components that are going to be going on IST. This is about half of them, but the major one is the Magnuson supercharger. So thank you, Magnuson. Now, this is a very, very large blower. This is Magnuson's TVS 2650, and it's 2.6 liters of displacement. For some reference for you, a Hellcat supercharger is 2.4. And the interesting part is the Hellcat's displacement is 6.2, and so is the LS3 that this is going on top of.
ooh.
But I think the LS3 is lighter, so it's kind of like,
Yeah, this is like a pretty...
I think it's going to be pretty evenly matched.
I
So
was gonna say pound for pound, and then I was like, but it's lighter, so...
it's lighter, yeah. It's actually significantly
weight,
lighter
same
than,
class.
than a Hellcat. So
Yeah.
I think maybe we'll find out soon which one would take the victory,
Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. Wink, wink.
right?
Yeah, the car can now supercharge again. You're welcome.
Exactly. You're welcome. Thank you, Magnuson. So now another few things going on. We have the snout here. We also have this pump to circulate the coolant for the new supercharger. We have various pulleys that Magnuson provided for us. a wiring harness to control this pump. And that is in the back. That's a new head gasket, a new and improved head gasket for the LS3. So a couple more things are going on. We have the electric water pump as well. And the electric water pump, that'll prevent us from having to spin a belt. It's fully electric. Or we could do too, in order to cool the car down, we could just flip a switch, shut the engine off, and it'll still circulate coolant going through the engine to cool it down without having to run it at the same time. We have new push rods. We have a new cam going in to Ice-T. It's going to be a pretty powerful car.
Not that the stock LS3 is as powerful as this, but you can always do more.
No, there's always be more. There's always more. I mean, I'm a gearhead. Look behind you, Steven. Look. Come on. General Zod.
Yeah.
Still haven't put the front bumper back on.
No, I see. I was just going to say that.
Who has that kind of time? You know what I mean?
Apparently not you.
But no, no, absolutely not. This is going to be similar in power to General Zod, maybe even a little bit more, actually. So maybe we'll put them against each other to see who's the victor. General Zod wins every time. It's just so light.
Usually it does.
Usually it does. You never know. She's no joke either. So
Ice-T's quite light now that it doesn't have a battery.
Wow. What a hole.
Think of how precise it has to be. When it's spinning at like 10,000 RPM. You know what I mean?
It's like, don't stick your fingers in
You
there.
don't want to do that.
That's how power's made.
That's how power is made. So we're excited about this. There's new fuel rails. There's going to be a lot done to Ice-T to take to the next level. So Magnuson's definitely helping us out with that. Excited.
Take it to the limit.
Thank you.